I have a framework that I use, and I always start with this, and then I'll vary. But there are four parts. There's your subject line, there's the first line, there's the angle, which is the most important, and then there's the call to action. Okay. The quickest lesson in persuasion that I know that you need to keep in the back of your mind as you prospect. So there was a guy, this guy's called Bernard Baruch. He was an American financier, stock investor, philanthropist, statements, politician. Look him up. Very interesting guy. He was advisor to U.S. President Woodrow Wilson, Franklin D. Roosevelt. And during his era, he was known as the most persuasive man in the world. So the story goes, they asked him, they said, Bernard, you're so persuasive. How do you get this stuff done? And he said, it's simple. You find out what people want, and then you show them how to get it. Okay. So whenever I'm writing any copy, any cold emails, I'm always thinking back to also what me and Dan were talking about, the pillow talk. What are the results that they want? What keeps them up at night? We want to find out what people want and show them how to get it. So again, that's in the back of our heads as we write this cold email message. I have a framework that I use, and I always start with this, and then I'll vary. But there are four parts. There's your subject line, there's the first line, there's the angle, which is the most important, and then there's the call to action. Okay? So, part one, the subject line. The sole purpose of the subject line is to get the prospect to open the email. That's it. Okay? So what I like to do is usually my subject line is what they want. If I'm sending out to NeoGraft, it's new NeoGraft referral, or new NeoGraft prospect, or new NeoGraft inquiry, or I will also go for personalization. NeoGraft client, new NeoGraft prospect for name of the business, right? The other ones that work is quick question for first name of the doctor, or idea for first name of the doctor. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone? That is the subject line. The whole idea is to get them to open the email. These are simple. These ones work. Okay? Now, I go to the first line. The whole purpose of the first line is to get them to read the next line. So I usually start off with a greeting, and that's hey, and that's first name, that's customization. And we had a question here which said, what would your approach be in your first email if you don't have the first name of the business owner? See, that goes back to unique data collection. I would find the first name of the business owner, right? And you could do that manually. Go to the website. There's tools like hunter.io. If you Google scraping tools, which we'll get into more scraping tools, I can answer that at the end, but you want to find that first name. So back to this, part two, the first line, right, is that greeting. And what I like to do is I like to use either salutations or bonjour, just something different, because that shows up usually. But hey, first name, that works really good as well. If you just have the business name, hey, business name team, or hey, first name is usually works the best, right? Don't need to be complicated. Make it look personalized. The more personalized you make that, the better. The second line I usually do is a compliment or reason why, right? I came across your company while searching for the best companies in that niche, or you've never heard of me. My name's Mike. I got your email from, a Russian programmer who scraped the whole database of NeoGraft providers, right? Or what you could do, which I've done before, is you hire someone off Upwork and you have them write a unique first line for everyone that is so personalized that they know for a fact you couldn't have done a mass cold email, right? The reason why the spammers from foreign countries, why you delete those is because it's so generic, it's not even funny. Again, one of my themes is always taking a little bit more effort and being different. So I've done this before. It works great. What you do is just look at the case study you have with Marla. Wow, 1,500 leads in 30 days. Great work, right? That was prospecting to people that had their own agency, okay? But you see, just by taking it a step further, they're going to read that and they're going to realize, wow, this guy took the time. Okay. So that's the first 2 lines. Now, part 3, we get to the angle. This is the hook. This is the reason why they would be interested. Okay. And this is the most important part, right? And it has to be something, again, going back to finding out what they want and showing them, it has to be something that they'd be interested in, right? I help plumbers get more leads with YouTube ads, or I help loan officers get 20 plus applications per month with conditional logic Facebook ads. That was one of the hooks that I came up with on how to be different when I was prospecting to loan officers, right? Because I knew they were getting hit with people that do Facebook ads all the time. That is also the unique mechanism, which I'll talk about in a second. The other way you do a hook is with what I call the 1-sentence case study, which is, I helped a Pilates studio in Santa Rosa get 512 referral quality leads in just 2 months, or we helped a Illinois gym get more customers in 1 month than they normally get in a year, right? So anytime you have a case study and you lead with that, again, it's more speaking to what they want. And in B2B, it's always more, really it's more money, then it's more customers, more leads. They want to make more, put less time in, okay? The unique mechanism why this is so important is this: if you're going into these niches that have been hit all the time, you have to find a way to make it unique. So one of the ways that I did, this would have worked now, but I was in the chiropractic niche. But what it was multi-channel advertising, basically. And then I had a whole video which explained why it was different, right? It was multi-channel. We use multiple different channels to get you leads, not just one like Facebook. Okay. So it's just, you have to find ways to be different. And that is, if you look, one of the best copywriting books is Eugene Schwartz's Breakthrough Advertising. And he covers this in great detail. But what is your unique mechanism and how is it different? And the last thing is a guarantee. More, after testing probably over 100,000 cold emails, putting in a guarantee, however you could do that, it just works and it helps get up the response. So that is that. And then part 4 is the call to action. So your call to action needs to ask for the call, right? I see so many cold emails with just bad call to actions. The simplest are, would you be interested in a 5-minute call this week? Do you have a few minutes to connect this week? If you'd like for me to do the same for your business, contact us today at the link below that you would use after the 1-sentence case study.